Hi everyone, it's a little bit more of the same today as the stock market is continuing its overall uptrend. It was a pretty good pullback overall for the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq pulled back 0.02%. Volume was slightly higher than the day before, and this is no surprise considering that BOP went green yesterday on this index, pulling up all of my oscillators here. You can see TSV is near the overbought level, so yeah, it's to be expected that we're going to pull back here, and MACD is running up to overbought levels, and as you can see here, stochastics are at overbought levels. Wilder's RSI is getting overbought levels, so it looks like it's time to bide our time by going sideways with price action. MACD and TSV still has room to run on the Russell 2000. Stochastics, though, are at overbought levels. RSI is starting to get there, but overall, there's still room for this index to run. It'd be nice to see this index take the lead from the Nasdaq, and as you will notice, it was up 0.09% today. The S&P 500 was down 0.08% today. Volume looks like it was about the same. It doesn't matter. It either needs to be way above or way below to even matter. This minor changes from day to day is really irrelevant. But you can see TSV and MACD still has room to run. Stochastics are overbought though, but Wilder's RSI still has room to run. So really all the indexes could still run. It's just the NASDAQ that's looking a little overbought here, but you can also see on the Dow Jones Industrial Average there could be room to run. Now, tonight, the only sell is, once again, a speculative position. I don't know why in the hell the ones that I touch aren't doing what they'd be, but whenever I took this stock long, Cara, this has the kind of accumulation in it, the start, the middle, the end, the volume, BOP, and price surge. It should, and it was working at first. You'd think it'd keep going, but the first bad day was on the 15th of January, and since then it never got going again, and it's now failing below the 50-day moving average. That is a full 100% sell. The good news is that I was using a tight stop level, and my stop level was right below, I do believe, it had to have been 1058. God, I think I got even filled at 1060 today, which is incredible. Did I move it up to there? I may have. Yeah, it would have been at 1058. So my sell stop was at 1058, and somehow I got filled at 1060 intraday. So I'm a very lucky person. But even at 1025, you're not losing that much since the initial long position. The total loss incurred is under 5%, so not bad overall, even for a speculative position. But once again, I just can't pick them right because while that one does shitty, look at what CRMD is doing. CRMD just looks beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'll remind you, this was the first long signal. 62% gain, 60% gain from the second one, and from the day where I either had this one to pick or Vuzi, I picked Vuzi. CRMD is now at 58% from that day, but just a reminder of what it looked like when I passed, so you don't pass next time. That, and that. Whoops. Biotech, Josh. I should have learned my lesson. And also another lesson learned, MDVN keeps going up. RCPT is trying to reverse higher, but as you can see, it's off its intraday highs today again, showing its relative weakness. My stock pickers broke. Also, PLKI, Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen, passed on that one on this big surge day right here, as it would have been a very risky long position to take, but that's even working out up 6%. So it's a bit off. So I do have one long position tonight, but I'll show you probably the best one, but I'm passing on it. WNS is in my CAN Slim scan and showed up in the price volume BOP surge, and I think it was in one other one. It might have been the new high scan, so I think this one showed up in the new highs overall scan, and that's I don't know, it just did, I guess, but it was in 3 scans, bottom line. So WNS showed up in more scans than any of the other one. My BOP surge, after going from green to yellow, didn't really surge enough today, and while the volume surge was nice and price was good, and it does look like it's breaking out and going higher, the base is overall a bit rough for me. It hasn't been really smooth. The day before, it looked like it was failing the handle it was making by rolling over on heavier volume, and now it reverses it, which is a kind of a more bullish sign than if it would just be breaking out without doing that fake out, fake down. But I'm just not impressed overall with the move. But if it works out, I gotta say, and if I miss out on it, at least I can say that, hey, at least I showed you guys that this is the one that looked the best. But CRTO, that one's basing out in a handle. That one should be watched. CLR looks like one of the best oil stocks off the bottom. HNRG was flagged yesterday and it followed through today and looks like it could still be a new long. QLIK, I like it, and I saw that Howard Linsden on StockTwits likes it, and he's a pretty smart fellow. So I thought that that was pretty nice confirmation. ENL, big BOP price, big BOP volume surge with a nice surge in price. Thin stock overall, so that's why I'm not really interested in it, with it being so far away from its 5200-day moving average. So going to pass there. Chris, secondary, nice move. BOP has moved back to max green. Big move with big price surge after a attempted breakdown yesterday. If that can base out sideways and break out later on with max green BOP, that would be good. Like FLXN, I'm kind of hoping that we can get a long signal in this one. And then overall, SHPG, this is a perfect speculator scan stock. Remember, we were long this stock back here, but earnings shook us out there. And, of course, immediately reversed itself. It's working higher now, but another pocket pivot point signal I'm passing on. My one new long position tonight is going to be in BLUE. You can see it's already had two powerful gap up moves that basically overall held. This second one especially in late December. Earnings are out of the way. The stock is trading in a very tight range, and I've passed on quite a few stocks like PTCT that were in the perfect speculator scan that retook their 50 like this day on 218. I passed on PTCT, and look what it's done lately. 3 days up 33%. So add PTCT to CRMD, PLKI, and MDVN. But blue looks like it's doing the same thing, so I don't want to miss it. If we're wrong, we don't risk much. 2.5% of the portfolio because it was only in the perfect speculator scan. But 2.5% long position in blue. There are no other sells, only Cara, and that was sold intraday.